Hey, this is another great video by Ricky Kinnerly Cichlids. In this video, what are we looking at? We're looking at releasing the Frontosa Fry. Now, the Frontosa Fry, the most recent ones came from Spyro and Toe. And now I actually show her holding the fry and actually stripping the fry. So if you want to check out that video, the video is called The Big Frontosa Comeback. The reason it's such a big comeback is because once I started feeding the artificial crab meat, it's made a huge difference in the growth rate and the breeding patterns, the coloration, and just lots of good things that's happened with it by feeding this food. So check out the Big Frontosa Comeback, and then you'll understand where these Frontosas came from. The Big Frontosa Fry release. So we're looking at Spyro and Toe's fry. These are also the young from Spyro. So I want you to get a look at how they look at this size, and then you'll look at them when they're fresh. So you'll see what the little tiny fries will turn out to look like. That's why I'm so excited about these fries, because they don't look like these guys. So let me give you a close-up of these. So let me give you just a quick little look at these guys. They got some amazing blues. These are from Spyro and Toe. They're always showing some great blue patterns. Now, lighting can affect how the Frontosas look and water quality and so forth, but genetics also plays a factor in it. And as far as Spyro and Toe's genetics, they produce some blue looking Frontosas. So I just want to give you a quick look at this before we start into the releasing of the fry. So I was checking out my Frontosas that were in the tumbler. I noticed one was floating around there. And the reason why it was floating around there, it didn't have a big enough egg sac. It had already been absorbed. So it would most likely have been one that would have been cold. Most people would have culled that fish because it would have been smaller and not as developed as the other Frontosas. So they still have quite a bit of egg sac left, but I'll let them go because there's no reason for me to have to keep them in an egg tumbler when they can be swimming around. Now they end up being around 39. Counted them. It was hard to count in the tumbler when you're looking down into the cooler where I stripped them at, but that's still one of the best broods I've gotten. And so now they're swimming around looking pretty good, and they can, it's not going to hurt them if they eat little filaments of algae or a little bit of biofilm off the rocks. But I will not be putting any food in the aquarium with them until it's absorbed. Now this aquarium is not all that big. It's only a 29-gallon aquarium. That's right next to the window. You can see the window and the reflection. So there is algae. I don't do a constant battle with the algae because of the light. I like to have it open and also like to have the light on above it. I've added a few plants. I got one there. A couple of Java ferns over here. They weren't doing good in my bigger fish aquariums. As in, I'm sure Frontosas are a big fish, but these guys aren't big. And actually, the small size sells faster at the stores, of course, because Frontosas go for quite a bit. And a bigger size Frontosa is sold more. Even if you have a lot, stores know not to reduce prices on Frontosas because there's kind of like a price that people go by, countrywide for each fish. It can vary in different places, but it's just pretty much a standard. So the smaller size is going to go for cheaper, and they sell a lot faster. So these guys won't be in here very long. They'll get to a certain size and sell off, and hopefully they'll sell good, and I'll be able to have another batch by the time they sell off. Now, if they haven't sold off, I'm not sure if I'll collect any more for a while. I may wait for this group to sell off. I have too many Frontosas right now, so I'm going to be waiting for the small ones to sell. When you sell the small ones, people say, hey, look at that price. It's sort of like shopping. If you got one price for the small size, one price for the big size, they'll buy one or the other because they have choices. Giving the consumer a choice actually helps sell anything. If you only have one choice, you know, you feel like you're obligated to buy it and you'll go somewhere else. So this allows them to give a couple of size choices, actually maybe about 2 or 3. I have some different sizes of Frontosas for sale. They'll only be sold at the one local fish store nearby, which is still a 45-minute drive. It seems like that the Frontosas sell better during winter time because, I don't know, I guess all fish sell better during the cooler months. But also they're getting the bigger aquariums for Christmas and so forth. It is an investment for the Frontosas. And you can start off in a smaller tank, but it's best to start off big. There's not a lot of big aquarium for sale around here. Very small selection. Now I'm talking about here. I have to drive 45 minutes to the store I sell it at, sell these fish at, and you know, maybe in the future there's a big shopping area that's coming up in my town. Hopefully, I'm hoping instead of a PetSmart or a Petco, I'm hoping that some type of fish store goes in there, and I can be just like, hey, you need any fish today? And be like, yeah. So I'll help out things. Every little bit helps. It's more exciting if you get to, if you're looking for gems. I mean, all your fish will look really good in your breeding, but if you're looking for the gems, the more you breed, the chances of getting a gem increases. I'm not about flushing baby fish that there's nothing wrong with them. I just can't do that. I've noticed that should have done a better job of culling Frontosas in the past, but right now you really can't see any issues with any of these fish. Sometimes you have to get some size on them before you can tell. Now, as far as feeding, once they absorb the egg sac, guess what I'll be feeding them? It's not hard. It will be the artificial crab meat, and I'll have a video on that. It'll be just about 5 days, I think, maybe longer. I misjudged everything. It's probably about 5 more days for the egg sacs absorbed. I'll have to keep a better look on them now. It's easier for me to spot them inside the aquarium than it is in the egg tumbler. I want them to be able to swim around. Even though their egg sac is not absorbed, I want them to be able to swim around. I think they'll grow faster that way. There's no other fish in this aquarium, so it's going to be just strictly Frontosas. I'll be doing good. All I have in here is a sponge filter. Doing great. So I'll be feeding them artificial crab meat, even though they're going to be small size when the egg sac absorbs. They'll eat it. See that dead one there? I didn't take it out. But you can see that there's not an egg sac on there. It's been absorbed. Like I say, it would have developed fast, but it had been stunning, and something was probably wrong with it. So that's good. That was some kind of a natural culling of that. I'm not going to take it out because there's snails in here, and they'll do short work of it and eat it. And plus, the fish may pick on it too. So make sure you don't feed your Frontosas before the egg sac's absorbed. I mean, if you go too long before feeding them, that could also be dangerous. So as soon as you see the belly somewhat like normal, then you can start feeding them food. If you feed them before that, A lot of times it's okay, but there's also times where the egg sac won't be absorbed correctly, and it'll be and the fish will not develop into a normal Frontosa. So that's why you wait to feed them if you're stripping your fish. Now, if you have any comments or questions about these Frontosas, please leave them. I'm actually getting less viewership on the Frontosas in the last few weeks. It seems like they're a little bit more popular in the winter months. So if you like my Frontosa videos, you don't have to say anything great. You can just say thanks for the video or just something. Leave a comment. That makes it more popular. They want to share. YouTube actually decides what videos they share. So if you leave a little bit of a comment or a question or whatever, that helps it. I may get less views on my Frontosa video, but the more comments and the likes and so forth, that'll get it shared and help me do more Frontosa videos for you. So I do have a big following on Frontosas, but it seems like in the summer months it's kind of falling off a little bit. So help me out in that manner, and thanks again for watching Ricky Kennerly's Cichlids. This has been releasing the Frontosa Fry. I may change the name of that, but this is what it is. Released them and they're going great. Now remember, these are the Spyro and Toe fry, so these are going to be special. These are the best looking ones I have as far as coloration and markings. Now all of them are actually looking good now, but they are one of the best quality ones I have. So it'd be great to see how these turn out. Thanks again for watching, and stay tuned for more videos from Ricky Kennerly.